And we're back with another question from a member. I am still confused on our ascension to the higher dimensions and how we'll be able to do our projects with LWS in a 3D world. Can you explain it one more time? Thank you.
Okay, I would like to say this is along the same lines as what we had word in question number two. Um, in the higher dimensions, we will. It's an evolutionary process, and portions of us will be going through that evolutionary process, and part of us, and an ascended part of us with a different consciousness, will move to the higher dimensions, and the part of us that is here now will remain here and now, and it will have a chance to go through getting rid of the cabal and starting the evolutionary process that was necessary for us to become knowledgeable about the fact that we are children of God. That makes us creators, that makes us creator gods, um, with the full function that Prime Creator has to be able to create. So, um, will we be able to do our LWS? Yeah, I think it's gonna be just beautiful in this new world, this new way of living. It's going to evolve regardless of whether we go through the light wave or we stay behind. Um, it's going to evolve. It's going to continue to get better and better. We're just moving into where we would be had we not had the diversions that kept our evolution out of just the childhood into the adults of to be gods, creator gods of from prime creator. uh, it's a difficult thing to understand, and I realize that. But if you ponder these things in your heart, if you ponder and allow yourself in your quiet times as you're thinking about these things, lo and behold, the spirit will just kind of start talking to you if you're open to it. And those who have been able to learn how to receive, they say, "Well, it sounds like my imagination." I says, "Well, that's the way God works for you. It's in your imagination." You mean my imagination is my connection? Well, yeah. Why not? Where does your imagination come from? Are you not led by spirit? Do you not have an inner guidance system to know right from wrong and to hear things that you can use in your life to um, progress a little bit faster? It's all available to us, but we don't know about it because we were not supposed to know about it, or we couldn't continue to do the stuff that we're doing for the cabal. So let's allow ourselves to ponder and think about these things and go through the processes that you think might be available for you in a creation experience. Let your mind create things. Let your mind go so it can connect with your heart. Your heart's just reaching out to your mind to quit thinking about things so much that you don't, and making decisions that you do not include the heart in. Your heart wants is in your best interest. Your mind isn't. Your mind is controlled by, oftentimes controlled by other people. It's when you shut off the autopilot from the bad people and start controlling your own lives that you can start doing those things. You can't do them when they're in control, but you sure can when you're in control. And your heart will lead you. There's a quantum field of understanding where every thought, every idea that has ever been is collected, is stored. It's called the Akashic Record. You have an Akashic record for your life where all of the incarnations that you have had are there as a source of information for you. Were you to tune back into it, then you could recognize what was going on there and kind of incorporate it in this life. However, we're not designed to live another life in the same life that we're living now. We're allowed to have things come to us and expressions, but this life is contained for itself for the purposes that we came here to incarnate into this life. Those are sacred things. Those are opportunities for growth and development that we do not understand. So we just let it go. And the Lord has always said, doubt not, fear not, but be believing, and all things shall work out for the best good of those who love the Lord. Even if the things that you are doing now are not really where they should be. How can you make a determination of that? Uh, the only thing you can do is follow the promise. The promise, so don't doubt and don't fear, and all things are going to be just fine for you. Because if you're trying to do something that is wrong, your guidance system will get you to the right place to get rid of all of the stuff that would cancel out where you're going. That is a promise. Does anybody understand when they heard that that is a promise? Who gave the promise? The one who is in charge of this earth. The person who came to this earth to be the one to overcome death, the one to overcome negative experiences. We were never supposed to die. And the karmic wheel of death and rebirth, that was created by the cabal. Death was never part of our body, never was. They created it for us that way. But they also included the karmic wheel of death and rebirth. Karma, it has to balance out. So the bad guys have negative karma that they're going to have a real hard time getting balanced out to where they can move forward. If you can't balance, you don't move forward. Where those who have done stuff to us, it's positive karma for us. And so all of the negative stuff we have to balance out with our spiritual growth and development. It just makes sense. These things are really real. Ponder these things out in your heart and see where they go. And you'll find that we're going to be doing the LWS, Love One Society's programs in third dimension, and we're going to really help that third dimension experience to grow and develop into the higher realms. And if it's not in this ascension cycle, it'll be in another one. God is with us and loves us, always considers us who we are as perfection of his creation. He does not see any negative stuff that we go through in third dimension. Just doesn't see that. It's not part of it. It's just you having your own way of creating what you want to create. It's free agency. So you're never judged with would you exercise your own free agency. God does not give you free agency and then you do something wrong or create something and you get that's not God. If you think it is, go back to organized religions if that's where you feel like you belong. Because God does not see you as having sin. That's disgusting. The whole idea that we are sinners is organized religion keeping us in their control. You are not a sinner. You're a son or daughter of God, a creator. And it makes sense if you listen to the Spirit as you ponder these things. I hope this is helpful. Let's go on to the next question.
Well, thank you so much, Ron. This will be such a blessing to many. We will be
You're welcome.
right back with another question from a member.
Okay.